feature presentation.
Okay, we want to say a very special welcome to the E-Buzz. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. I want to say big up to those of you who are watching us on the internet at irefm.net. And those of you who are simply listening to the 107s. It is the E-Buzz. We got Gary Fireman G in the
You feel the heat coming through the glass?
I feel the heat.
Youth, behave yourself, youth. Calm down.
Level.
Calm down, youth.
Stop it.
All right, so we want to say a very special thanks to our sponsors.
Absolutely, we have to.
Now, the way our sponsors are important, we have one in studio.
Yes.
That's when you know, say, you get such personalized treatment when you head down to Mongoose. Restaurant. We don't say restaurant. Restaurant.
It's an experience.
It's more than experience. I've never seen food with legs. The food walk, come up here, come check me.
Big up, of course, the Mongoose Restaurant and Lounge, 52 Main Street, Ocho. More than a restaurant, it's an experience. You can call them at 622-6942.
That's all. You know, I called them the other day.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, I did. Pick up the phone and call
I'm
Mongoose.
looking forward to some
Mongoose Restaurant, one moment, please.
Also, when I say
so
big up to Worthy Park Estate, Rumba Rum, truly Jamaican. Big up to all our sponsors, of course, on board.
We want to say a very special thanks to our folks who are on social media. Follow us on Twitter at IRI_FM, Instagram, IRIFMJA, or like IRIFM on Facebook. And, of course, you can watch us for free right now.
Right now, you sure can. I don't know, but tonight, I know that Junior Tucker, should I say Pastor Junior Tucker, before he became pastor, he has this one song, you know, Don't Test. And I think tonight I want to test him because he's not here. We're getting information that he actually thought it was in Kingston.
Well, I do believe that there was some divine intervention that happened maybe at his church.
So he was misled?
He was misled. He probably went and had too much communion. I don't know, but we'll try and talk.
But tonight I will test.
You have to test. We will talk to Junior.
So, yes, but we have our music artist, Chaka Chan, and you know how we do, right? Nothing stops the buzz. So, we will open the phone lines a little later on. We'll give our listeners an opportunity to interact with us. And I think we should just toss a topic at them. Just toss something out at them. Maybe we can ask them a question, perhaps. Something. What do you think?
I was just thinking that maybe our sponsor should get the benefit.
We will talk to our sponsor as well. But in addition, I think a little later on, we should just open the phone line and find out from our callers. Is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae? We can bowl them that ball. I'm sure that is something they can handle. And they have their opinion. So that will be our discussion tonight. So is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth and development of dancehall and reggae? So we open the phone lines and hear what you have to say about that, because a listener at some point they're in the capacity of a promoter, capacity of a patron, capacity of a fan, and have some sort of interaction with some of these entertainers. So it should be interesting to hear their perspective.
Gary, you need to go back to work. You need to go back.
Yes, Gary, you have to
You're
focus.
in the wrong studio. You need to go back to work.
A.
Hallelujah.
So back to what we were saying.
Yeah, I think that's a very good. When would you want to throw that out there?
I think we can throw that out to them at about 9 o'clock. We can do a little chat up with our music artist and also have a chat with our sponsor as well. And who knows? If you're up to it, maybe we can find out exactly what happened with Junior Tucker. Did he really think RFM Ocho was in Kingston? We'll find that out later. And
Don't test.
Yeah, he tested.
She's just 16 years old.
All right, so let's get into some of our hot topics, Bones. So we have to say big up to Usain Bolt. He actually received Emmy honors, and we have to say big up to him. He officially received a certificate of honor from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences for being nominated in the Outstanding Class Animated Program category for the 44th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards. And Bolt received the nomination for his role as an executive producer on his short animated film, The Boy Who Learned to Fly.
Wow.
And that film was released last year, commissioned by sports drink brand Gatorade, and it is based on a true story of the life of Bolt and his Olympic journey. So again, congrats and big up to Bolt.
One of the things that I think I really like with what's happening with you saying is the entrepreneurial and the very strong business management he has. You've made some money, you've done well in sports, and a lot of times, if you're not properly managed, what happens is a bag of flossing happen. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bolt flosses.
No, he does.
But he flosses on a budget. So you say, well,
and not
only... mill, I may floss the mill.
Not only that, too, Bones, yes. But then sometimes you have, like, a lot of top athletes, like, they will always be known for just an athlete. And I think what Bolt is showing us is that he's not putting himself in no one category. And he'll be doing a lot of great things. And I think whichever avenue he goes into, undoubtedly, with the spirit that he has, he will excel.
He is charismatic. He is very talented as an athlete. He is a person who can select. He can dance. He can run joke. And my goodness, he can twang. You ever hear him Bolt twang here? Well, I don't know what really happened on that last race, but and I'm out of breath, and but you know how it is. I do my best out there, but I just I couldn't finish it this time. When Bolt twang man. And then him switch. Then him switch and say, big up Chris Martin in Europe settings. Big up yourself. You don't know. So him just switch it up. But you see it at the best, man. Trust me. Big up yourself. You see it wherever you at, son. Where in Paris now? He's in France, I think.
France.
Yeah. Vive le français. Like restaurant. What the owner of your restaurant walk out?
He just left. But also inside the E-News, Popcorn actually got a stamp of approval from heavyweights like Beanie Man and Bounty Killer after he made an IG video. Basically, long story short, in the video, he's saying to the youths that killing is not the solution. And, he said that even though him sing songs about killy and that kind of thing, is like, you grow and you learn, and then eventually, you come to an understanding and you have to change your life. So I think hearing those words coming from Popcorn, and he definitely has influences on young minds and also other individuals. So it was great when he actually took that direction to use his platform to speak to the youths in that kind of way where them understand and totally get.
I'm very proud of Popcorn. Because one time, literally back in the day, he was really unruly. He still call himself unruly.
He's unruly somewhat, but conditions apply.
He might behave now.
Yeah.
Man, him not clap no can,
no, man.
Yes, popcorn,
Yeah, you can, right?
Popcorn,
Popcorn, that's true. Yeah. I tell you something, though. It's good that a lot of these artists are realizing the power that they have, even the music ones. And realize that people listen to what they're sending out there in a message, in a song, and they listen to what they do. So a lot of times we've had artists who come in here and say, it is not my responsibility to be a role model because I just doing my thing. No, you really have to be responsible because what you do,
you have a social responsibility.
Your fans, people who follow you.
You're hearing the voice, of course, of our music artist.
Yeah, the man voice deep, man.
Yeah.
Man say, yo, I go, youth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so big up Chaka Chan.
Yeah, man, I'm all about respect in every aspect, man.
Officially
DJ
welcome.
Empress.
Yeah, man.
Yourself, Kashima.
All right, so Chaka Chan. The name Chaka Chan, what happened? People should be afraid of you? What?
No, man.
What? Tell us how that name came about.
This name came about way back now when I was in high school.
Right.
Yeah, it was first Caution. Because I was always influencing people, like cautioning them, like my friends, hey, slow down with that.
Gotcha.
Take time with this.
Nice.
Yeah, but in the music now, spiritually and vibrationally, the message that I'm actually putting out there, I get the name Chaka Chan based upon the message from a friend.
So is it, but you've embraced Rastafari, right?
Yeah, man.
So that's the ninja part, come on.
Yeah, man.
So if you name Caution and you turn.
Spiritually.
When you were Caution in high school, were you Rastafarian?
No.
See there?
Yeah, man.
So we just explain it right there.
Explain your musical message. You said, because of the message that you're bringing, how would you describe your message, your musical style, and what you're bringing?
Yeah, well, my music is like authentic reggae music of a spiritual vibration. Whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm seeing, things that inspires me daily. You know what I mean? Natural vibration, natural things that people can actually relate to every day. Yeah, man,
So
these are the type of
give me a
music.
bit of that vibration, no?
Ladies and gentlemen.
A cappella. How long them a go lock we down? For how long them a go trap we? How long them a go have we? Locked away from society, yes we know. One day we are gonna see the sun shine again. One day we are gonna get back with freedom and them can't come take it again. We now make them take it again, cause it no make it no way. We now stay in a slavery. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, they teach him to sing, you know, and I'm not going good. So, Chaka Chan, in terms of the musical style, would you just say that you're a strictly cultural artist, or do you dabble in different genres of music? You can do the dancehall, you can do the little hip hop thing, you can do.
Yeah, man, I'm very versatile. It all depends on the feeling that I get from the rhythm and the vibration, you know?
Yeah.
I have an open mind towards learning and experiencing life, so.
You have artists who are open-minded like yourself, but they like their main focus to be a particular message or style of music. They're not saying that they're not closed, you know.
Yeah.
But if you were to concentrate a particular message or a particular style, what would that be?
Well, it's just authentic reggae music.
Straight.
Authentic reggae music straight, I mean.
Right.
Do you have a management team, and are you doing your thing solo?
Well, I was working with a management team, but right now I'm out of a contract right now working forward by
You
myself.
did not renew the contract, or something happened?
Well, the contract was not being fulfilled by.
So you
One has
revoked
to hold
it?
that closer, yeah.
Yeah.
You revoked your contract? What
No,
happened?
I didn't revoke my contract.
They ended their partnership
because
with
they
you?
realized that they couldn't fulfill the needs that the contract was, or things that was stated in the contract that needs to be done by them. So there's a whole lot of time on them, and they didn't fulfill it, and they realized that the time is running out, so they just went and voided it.
I think that if they didn't do what they were supposed to do, they breached the contract.
Yeah, that's what someone said to me.
Yeah, and I think you would have had some legal
Yeah.
benefits. You should have looked into that. I mean, if you made an arrangement with somebody and they're supposed to honor certain things,
You
and
have
they're
to
not.
hold them to that.
You have to hold them to that. And if they can't just cancel it like that, if you sign and they sign it was legally, link me, man. You set you up next time. You don't know. But
teacher, man. Honest.
Yeah, what's the latest work you have out now in terms of recordings and things like that?
Well, I have a EP track right now. The latest track on it is Turn It Up. Yeah, I mean, we're done with Freedom Trail production, Skitter. Yeah, I mean, incorporate with Checks Entertainment.
All right. Do we have that song? Let's drop that song. Yeah.
Our music artist.
Chaka Chan.
Yeah, man. Reggae music we want to play. Reggae music all the way. When reggae music drop, it make me happy. Skitter, me love it to my heart. Reggae mashing up the track. Look how the girls them a wine and a dance on the rhythm. Feel nice, yes, I like the feeling. Reggae music all night, no sleeping. Everything is alright. We now work with no.
Pull up
reggae music we want to play. Reggae music all the way. When reggae music drop, it make me happy. Skitter, me love it to my heart. Reggae mashing up the track. Look how the girls them a wine and a dance on the rhythm. Feel nice, yes, I like the feeling. Reggae music all night, no sleeping. Everything is alright. Me now work with no fuss nor fight. Turn it up, pull up the track, burn it up if it's turn out, bassline booming down the hallway. The little stop, say, my babe. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, and let the world know. Turn it up, turn it up, reggae are the heartbeat, the police and thieves say reggae can't cease. Teachers are teach reggae with the chalk piece, and the preachers are preach reggae from the Psalms deep. Anyway, the sweet reggae they me gone feet, and me can't make a beat at the reggae pass me. Over the world reggae travel across seas and oceans, so nobody ask me reggae. Turn it up, turn it up.
No,
Right,
sir.
you're listening to
Yeah,
our
man.
music artist.
Like
that
that.
was Chaka Chan. Yeah.
It has a very international flavor to it, especially with the beat.
Yeah, I like the beat.
Any overseas people worked on it, or this is just something that they...
Well, the guy that owns the beat lives overseas, but he's Jamaican.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So
But-
obviously there was some influence there in terms of... Because the sound is very
International
international.
Yeah, man.
And all right, so that is a project. So this is an EP.
This is a single on the EP. This
What's
is
the EP's name? Give us a little bit of information on the EP.
The EP is called Turn It Up. I have
Right.
like 5 tracks on the EP. Yeah,
Right.
I have another single called Rebelling with a Cause on it. A remix was done with a Turn It Up with a guy in Sweden called Kijano. It's on it. And I have another song, In at the Party, done with Team Lowes.
Right.
Yeah, with incorporate with VP Records. In at the Party is like a dancehall mix.
Right, right.
Yeah, man. So,
So you're doing a lot of work.
yeah, man.
The EP's...
Do you have shows?
No, I haven't been performing any shows like that, but since lately I did a EP launch for my friend in Clarendon about 2 weeks ago, you know? Yeah, man.
In terms of the EP, is it readily available now?
Yeah, man.
How can your fans get it?
Yeah, well, they can find it on YouTube. It's on social media, iTunes. Yeah, man, it's in Spotify.
Also, it's everywhere.
Yeah, man.
We like all the things sort out.
Yeah, man.
All right, so you're saying not performing so far, but do you have anything tentative in terms of dates, maybe abroad or?
No, not really, not right now.
All right.
We're lining up a few shows. I'm getting a lineup for a show in Bahamas soon, but not right now.
You're waiting on
Yeah,
confirmation
waiting on
and-
confirmation. Yeah,
Do you
man.
find that it is harder doing things by yourself and on your own with the absence of a management team or a crew?
Well, fundamentally, I would say for every artist, if they have their funds, can finance their thing, they won't need any management because we already have the head for it. It's just the funding. That's
Yeah.
all we need.
An investor.
And people really should understand how expensive this business is.
Very
It is-
expensive.
It's very expensive. Mind you, it is just like, I mean, you have to really invest to get a
You gotta
serious
reap the benefits
return.
after,
Yeah.
man.
And it's
Yeah.
just like if you're going to start up your own business, you will
Exactly.
have to. It's an investment
man.
that you're making in
Definite
self.
investment.
So it just brings us back to a conversation that we had with Jacure when he was here, and then how he spoke about his album, The Cure, and how he invested heavily in it because he wanted to
Man.
Yeah,
to
man.
do it. And overall, it's a great
Definitely,
album.
man.
It's a
And
great
it's
album.
Grammy nominated. Grant you, he didn't win, but nonetheless.
Yeah,
So
man.
sometimes you have to put in the work.
The
But
bars,
we're
man.
getting a signal that we have Reverend Pastor Junior Tucker online.
Who needs a compass?
So we will find out because it's at this stage that we will test, irrespective of
And
don't
we said
test
that you shouldn't-
back in
don't
the day.
test,
But
even-
we're testing. Pastor Tucker, are you with us?
Well,
Not even on the phone.
I
lines?
think he didn't even find the phone. Hold on, let us see if we...
No, but it's pretty disappointing.
We
I
had
know
a
a
lot
lot of our listeners were expecting him to be in studio. So the purpose of this phone call basically is
to tell
to
the
find
people,
out exactly what happened. And information that we're getting is that he thought that the studio was in Kingston. So that's the story that we're getting. Do we continue? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
think
continue
do.
because we don't seem to have him online. We seem to have
Yeah, man.
went to another
Yeah.
line.
So, what would you say are some of the challenges, Chaka Chan, that you have undergo thus far in the business? You know, we hear you speak of having a management team, certain contractual agreements were not met, and then that fell through the cracks. But what would you say some of your musical challenges are?
Right now, well, my musical challenges are right now being promoted basically on the radio stations in Jamaica, worldwide, and getting booking for stage shows.
Do the radio stations have your music?
Well, most of the radio stations have my music. I've emailed them to most of the email address that they give out on the radio station and the email address that I saw on the website.
But do you understand that there's also a procedure? So you can send the music, but you have like follow up and check back to ensure that your material is there. Sometimes, a lot of times, if people send soft copies, like via email, you still want to ensure that they have a hard copy. And I think a lot of persons are straying from, like new entertainers, they want to go the technological route, but then so it is great as well, but in addition you always want like a station library or everybody to actually have your CD, and that onus is on you to ensure that they have it.
Another very important thing, Chaka Chan, is that when you send either way the music on hard copy or by technology, remember, no, it's not you alone sending. So you're going to have thousands of CDs, thousands of people emailing. So it is the onus is on you know to make sure that you are seen or heard. So you have to follow up and call and say, I sent a song, it named so and so. Look for it if you can. So things like that, right? All right. Well, I think the pastor is online. The Reverend
Pastor Tucker,
Junior Tucker is online. Pastor. I think this man a hide either.
Oh, you're there. Okay. Welcome. We are a little disheartened and disappointed that you're not in studio.
We're Bex.
And
we're Bex, Junior.
I
we're
promise
Bex.
that I will be testing you. What happened? What happened?
Because I was told that I was to come to the you have an office in Harpatry, right?
No.
Yes. But it's not the studio, it's not the station.
This is not it's not the radio station.
It's a sales and marketing
sales office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you speak to anybody from Irie?
Yeah, man. That's the information I got from my people got and told me that. Well, first of all, I heard it was in the morning. And it's a good thing I called your people directly and said, okay, what? And they said, no, it's 8 o'clock in the night. So I said, okay, fine, I'm good. And then I was told it was from my people again. The information they got was to come to the office. So I'm sitting here waiting, and it's just something in my mind say, you know what, let me call and find out exactly where the office is, and I'm going to call you guys
at
again.
7:35.
Junior, you know why we had to call you? Because we are listening to the... you see, because we are all business people. Me no work with middle people. Me no want nobody tell me nothing. You know, I want to get it from the horse's mouth. No, look, we have the producer in the studio here, Gavin. Now, Gavin will be the person who will be making the arrangements for you to get here because he does this every week. Now, he told me he got to you directly. He spoke to you.
Yeah.
And he told you Ocherius. No, sir.
No, it wasn't.
What say?
It was me Ocherius. I think he thought I knew it was Ocherius. I didn't know it was Ocherius.
You didn't know it was Ocherius?
No.
And the person who you spoke to didn't tell you it was Ocherius?
No.
Okay. All right.
The prosecution rests.
We rest our case.
No, man, you guys know me love Irish. You know, we go back from way back from an Irish from bar. So,
yeah, man.
you know I wouldn't do that.
Unfortunately, though, on the phone, we weren't able to do the kind of interview that we wanted to do, but we will still use the platform so you can give your fans, our listeners, an update. What's the latest with Junior Tucker? What are you working on? What can we look out for?
Well, Junior has been really busy. I've been really busy just pastoring a church. We started the church 2 years ago. Our anniversary is coming up the first weekend in November.
Nice.
It's called Family Word and Worship. We're at 8 Haining Road in the New Kingston area. I've been doing that. And then apart from that, it's just, music as usual. The album that's out right now, it's called Jesus Famous. That's been out and stuff. And we've just been doing shows and going out. I've been traveling a lot outside of Jamaica. Yeah. Just promoting that and doing that. So that's what I've been doing, you know.
I understand you celebrated a birthday recently. Is that true?
Yeah, I just turned 51.
Oh, wow.
I'm not lie, you don't look a day over 51.
Happy belated.
Oh, you're such a kind man.
I'm feeling I will be having a birthday in 20 days, and no, I'm not counting.
But and how many hours? Because I know you know the hours too, you know.
Absolutely.
5 hours. No.
Thank you very much. All right.
But
well, happy birthday, Junior.
Thank you so much.
How do you?
It was a good birthday. I had a good time.
How do you balance the church and music, though? Because I would presume, being a pastor of a church, that's a full-time job, in addition to maintaining your career.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the smartest pastors surround themselves with good people. And I've really been blessed to have great people around me. I have great helpers and people who, once we are moving and rolling, they know their role, they fall in, they do their part. And they make me look good, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Except for this one time.
Set of people around me.
One of the things, Junior, I remember as a young youth watching you perform in Montego Bay at, I think it was Disco Inferno. I want to big up my friend. I call my brethren Uncle Walt Crooks.
That's right.
You remember Walt Crooks? He's one of the founding members of Reggae Sumfest also.
That's right.
And, he's actually lives quite close to me in Mobay. But, I remember when Uncle Walt would bring in these acts that people couldn't really get. But he was able to get them. I remember the day when I saw you performing in Club Inferno. I think Nadine Sutherland was also there too.
Yes.
And you were a young brethren. You were like in your teens, I think.
Yes.
And I saw you just rip up that stage. You just had the whole crowd eating out of your hands. What was the song you had? Was it?
Let me tell you the truth. Mobay has been very good.
I remember the song.
Throughout my entire career, I've had a great connection with Montego Bay.
Yeah, man. I used to go there, and when we hear that Junior Tucker was coming in, we get all excited and we go watch. I tell you.
Wow.
Those are good times. Those are really good times.
Yeah, man, those are good times. I mean, I wanted to applaud also Walt Crooks because he was bringing in some senior acts and Manhattans and some very, high-end people who we couldn't reach. But
he is one of them who has never really gotten his props.
No, so I want to give him the props now.
Yeah.
Uncle Walt, big up yourself every time.
Yeah, man. That's up.
Yeah, man.
But Pastor Junior Tucker, thank you so much for clearing the air with us, and we really will have to see how it goes to reschedule and have you in studio.
I don't know what try. Not to go run out of the studio.
No problem.
We'll book the entire hour and a half to have that chat with you.
No problem. I'll definitely come make it up to you. Trust me.
All right, Junior.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend. Pastor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bless you.
Blessings. All right, so that's Junior Tucker in Kingston. All right, let's give him another idea.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go for a break. When we come back, we have more with our music artists. Plus, we're going to open the phone lines and give our listeners an opportunity to participate in our new discussion that we're having now, considering that our Junior Tucker is not in studio. So the topic that we like to discuss and get our listeners involved, we're looking at is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae. Mm-hmm. So we open the phone lines after this break.
That's right.
Me say inna the party she a break it down. Inna the party she a bend her back. She just want to know if it turn it up. She a shell the party no. Say she a wine. From the way she a do it, say she no mind. You could put it on repeat, it would be fine. Make she drop it one more time. Can you see how she work her spine? When she a take it slow, vibrate and a shake it loud. Her way she a twerk it out. So pull it up and let the place hear up. Cause inna the party she a break it down. Inna the party she a bend her back. She just want to know if it turn it up. She a shell the party no. Me say
raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba.
Pick up yourself and build up your life. Lift up your spirits and not just survive. Rumba in a makeup, don't stop, feel it up. Raise the vibe with rumba, cause my life well up.
You're not ordinary, sweeter than cherry. Rumba in a man. What we do? Raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba, raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba, raise the rumba.
reggae music we want to play. Reggae music all the way. When reggae music drop, remember happy. Skit out me love it to my heart. Reggae mashing up the charts. Look how the girls them a wine and a dance for the rhythm. Feel nice, yes, I like the feeling. Reggae music all night, no sleeping. Everything is alright. Me now work with no first star fight. Turn it up, pull up the track, yeah. Burn it up if it turn out, yeah. Bassline booming down the hallway. Tell it this job, say, my baby. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, and let the world rock. Turn it up, 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 just turn it up, turn it up, and let the world rock. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. In the street, reggae are the heartbeat, the police and thieves say reggae can't cease. Teachers a teach reggae with the chalk piece, and the preachers a preach reggae from the sound beat. Anyway, the sweet reggae they my gone feet. Come a calm, make a beat, and the reggae pass me. Over the world, reggae travel across seas and oceans. So nobody asks me if you think. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, and let the world rock. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
All right. So I want to say welcome back to those of you who are just joining us. You're inside the E-Buzz. And big up to our sponsors. Big up to Worthy Park Estate, Rumba Rum, Truly Jamaican.
And we want to say a very special thanks to Mongoose Restaurant and Lounge. They're located at 52 Main Street in Ocho Rios. More than a restaurant, it's an experience. Telephone Mongoose Restaurant at 622-6942. As a matter of fact, we have sumptuous meals right here, all courtesy of Mongoose. Gavin, please don't eat it off. We would like, when the program finish, we would like to, enjoy. I think probably there's a filet mignon in there or spaghetti with white wine reduction sauce or something. We don't do wings and patties, no. All right.
All right. All right, we're going to get into the discussion. And, of course, you are listeners. We're opening the phone line. So the numbers to call are 974-5051.
974-5043.
Or 974-5079. So is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae? What do you think, Chaka Chan?
Yeah, man. Well, I've heard from many. Well, I think it's because of many overseas people are not understanding our native language, which is, patois. You understand? So if artists can actually, they love this language, but if you can mix it with more proper English speaking so they can understand whatever you're
think
singing.
That's a problem.
Yeah, man.
There's a language barrier.
Yeah. Lack of professionalism.
Understanding the artist and whatever they're saying, because
this is what I'm saying. The lack of professionalism comes in many ways.
Yeah.
It can come in being
Many
tired,
ways.
many ways. So you're saying now that it's
presentation.
unprofessional for them to sing what they don't
No.
understand?
I'm not saying it's
In the
unprofessional, but
communication.
it's lack
In the
of professional. It's many ways, as you're saying.
Yes,
But
very a
it's
lot.
a way of lack of professionalism.
You think so?
Yes,
Okay.
because the growth and development of reggae and dancehall is not just in Jamaica.
Do you think it takes away from the authenticity of it, though, if they should say, okay, I'm going to sing this song so that they can understand me, but you take away
No,
the true
I don't
roots and
think
stuff.
he's saying
that.
Are you saying to sing the song, or you're talking about the negotiation process, like how you communicate and articulate
Is it singing
what
it?
it is you need?
Well, I'm saying about singing.
Right.
You understand? Singing and
I don't agree with you at all. If I
don't
if I
either.
sing in you go, and even if it is talking you go, I don't feel that as an artist I need to speak the Queen's English
I'm not
for
saying
somebody
proper
to
English.
understand
I'm
me,
not saying
because
All right, what?
at the end of the day, you still have to be your authentic true
That's
self.
what I was saying.
And in being your true self,
I
it doesn't
understand what
mean
you're
that.
saying, but
Yeah.
if you can go way back to Bob Marley, when he say, turn your light down low and uphold your window curtain. Do you see how hit that song is? Many people can understand what he's saying. And you would call that proper English in singing, right?
It would be...
Well, no, not
What do you say,
really.
oh?
But you're saying for them to tweak their material so it appeals to the wider mass.
Yes, because that is actually putting reggae and dancehall on a wider scale. Not everyone overseas can understand our native language.
But here's what I don't get then. Let us talk about you have over 80 festivals in Europe every year, right? A lot of these people, Belgium, France, all these people, they don't even speak the language.
Yes, but guess what?
But they love the music.
Beat. They love the beat.
Right. So
they can't understand nothing that you're saying, but you're on the rhythm and you're having them jumping.
So why fix
why does it have to be standard English when they're in a different language altogether? And they love what they're hearing. Yeah. I mean, you tell me. I mean, I think you're saying, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying in terms of, yes, you would like them to be able to communicate a little clearer in terms of what they're saying.
And I get that, but I don't know if I agree with you in terms of saying that is part of the lack of professionalism that is actually stifling the growth in dancehall and reggae.
Yeah.
What are some of the other things that you have seen?
Let's do the phone numbers.
Oh, yes, 974. We did that already, but we'll do it again. People.
974-5051.
974-5043.
Or 974-5079.
Right.
So I think Brian is giving us a signal. Buzz through caller, you're live.
Welcome, caller.
Blessings, Buzz. Blessings, Buzz.
Yeah, man. Hail. So,
bless.
Bless of yourself.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. What's your opinion on the topic that we're discussing?
Definitely, man. Chaka Chan is on the right path. If you want to explore to the world.
Yeah, man. Large up yourself,
man. Definitely. You have a balanced language with delivery.
Well, definitely delivery is extremely important. So you don't think that, because we have a lot of artists, and this is the point I was making also, that you have a lot of artists, people go to Japan, where there's not about communicating language, no, there's a total language barrier. They don't understand. But still people are getting bookings there. As you say, it could be the beat.
Definitely, the beat is a hit.
It's a hit.
To reach the world, Japan is just a country in the world.
Right.
So if you want to sell yourself to the world, definitely you have to use the widest language.
Right.
And the widest language is to balance our own genre of language, which is the patois language, with a little bit of the English, which is the universal language of the world. And balance it in such a way
My
that
thing
most
is
people
this.
can understand it.
My thing is this. I've seen songs that are sung in standard reggae English, what we call communicable English, and yet it got so big that then change the language and they sing it back over in a Spanish. I've even got Tony Rebel have a song when do over in a Spanish.
But when you think, like we say, when you think of professionalism,
right,
like there are so many other aspects to it. So it's interesting that this is where we started, because the very obvious would be in terms of presentation, how an entertainer presents him or herself. With your interaction, I mean, your respect for time.
That's unprofessional, right there.
Your respect for time, your respect as it relates to honoring contractual agreements, whether verbal or written agreements, how you communicate with fans, how you deal with fans, how you treat people. These are other areas. I mean, the pretty obvious one is just the issue of
you have to live by order. Definitely, order makes things go around smoothly. If you don't have brute force or money, definitely you have to follow the order. And so if you don't follow the order, then
you have redress
to it, and you have legal redress and you have other redress, whether by your own personal satisfaction based on how you feel in terms of even that little viral video that's going around. The lady was saying, I am tired of it, So she's frustrated, so she deal with it her way. There were other ways she could deal with it. So that's the same thing about the music industry.
Don't you think that another part of it, which is sort of like unprofessional, in Jamaica, and I mean, I've seen where artists, they don't respect time when they're to get on. They're to be at a venue at a certain time, they don't reach. Some of them would send somebody to the venue and say, crowd did it. And if no crowd no did it, they say, me want.
It's a bad man thing when music.
Right, and when they go abroad, they're on time.
Push up them chest because the piece of them, but all of them know, but. Yeah, the for sure, image is an image sell dancehall in Jamaica to the dancehall fans of Jamaica. It's not just the music alone, you have to sell a whole image.
Exactly.
Because people looking onto an image.
All right.
Bless up Swag Boss to Bones. Bless up yourself and Kashima, enough looks.
Yeah, man, big up. Give
Thanks,
thanks for
caller.
calling.
Respect.
So we're taking your
man.
calls tonight, and what we're looking at is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae. Buzz through caller, you live.
Welcome, caller.
Oh,
Let me hear
wow.
the film phone ring. Caller, answer this phone. All right. Yeah, but you know, you mentioned one thing that was true because he's saying a bad man thing, you know, when them down here.
Yeah,
I've seen where the artists them they're contracted for a show.
Yeah, man.
What them do now? Them send somebody go down there and say, oh, the crowd up down there. 'Cause you know, seminar talk up, they go water down my thing if you don't crowd not out there. You know. But they're supposed to be on stage for 9
man,
o'clock.
because they get paid, man.
They get paid.
All right, let's take this one. Buzz through caller, you live.
Welcome, caller.
Yes, hi, good evening.
How you
Man,
doing?
good evening.
Respect.
What's
I'm
your
good.
what's your take on the subject?
Well, for myself, what I find is the lack of sound quality at these events and most of the shows that are being is very unprofessional. There seems to be little consideration for the quality of the sound, just because the volume seems to be what's important. And I think that shows a huge lack of professionalism when they would put on shows and charge tickets and then not seem to care about the end result, the sound that we're hearing.
You know, I like to agree with you with that because that's actually a side of it where I wasn't even thinking of looking at. We're thinking of it in terms of the artist, but it's also every aspect of, in terms of the sound man actually not making you sound good, and then it affects the person's performance. And
Absolutely.
And ultimately the industry, because we're looking at how a lack of professionalism is stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae. And in order to do a fair assessment, you will have to assess every player that is involved. So
That's
that was a
exactly
great
right.
point.
Thank you very much. That
And
is
sound is important. And even when you talk about sound, you're also looking at producers who are a part of creating another element to it. If they deal with it in a slapdash manner with little or no professionalism
Exactly.
or respect for the art, then ultimately it will put a damper on dancehall and reggae, the product.
Well, absolutely. It makes it completely accessible to many people who, you know, just who are more refined listeners, I suppose you might say, that enjoy clean, clear sound and want to hear the artist in his best. You know, I don't think there's near enough attention paid to that at most of the events that I do here locally here in Jamaica.
I agree with that. And of course, that particular point that you brought up, I think would go for everybody in terms of if you're singing country and western, whatever, your sound need to be proper.
Tune, yeah.
And there's another tiny little things, like these people will go on stage and not change batteries in the microphone, and you're up there singing your heart out and the mic dead. Little things like that. They don't change these things.
Or promoters who are doing an event just to make a quick buck. So you as the patron who go out to support this dancehall and reggae product, when you get there, because of their lack of professionalism, they do not ensure that their I's are dotted, their T's are crossed, and they're only there watching the gate while everything else is haphazard.
And it comes down to even production. I mean, straight production of the show. You have some people who put up these haphazard stage, which are actually hazardous. So the artists go up there and do two drop through the stage. You can't even put it up properly.
Several elements.
Yes, several elements. Big up Richie
man.
Spice. You show us how to jump off stage. But what I'm saying is, well, big up a Gideon boot Reggie did that. It's not easy, you know. But these are little things that we have to make sure that are all in sync and make sure the product is good.
Great point, caller. Great point.
Thank you so much, caller. We really appreciate that.
Big ups to your man there, Caution. I like his stuff.
All right,
yes,
thank
very
you.
good artist.
Bless up, my
Our
general.
music artist.
Big
Thank
up yourself,
you.
Chaka Chan. Yeah, you like your
man.
stuff. You're pretty good.
So we're taking your calls. The discussion that we're having is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae. And what we are concluding now, we're almost on the button, but hopefully we can get a few more callers before we end, is that all the players in the industry are crucial. Buzz through caller, you're live.
Good evening. Bones, big up yourself. Come big up on yourself.
Respect in every aspect.
One thing I have to say, brother, we have to just do yourself, because hear this now. You see, a man I watch a movie some part in the world, All he wants to see the action, you know. He not listen to the talking. All he wants to see the action and I say, lick him or whatever. That's what he said, car. You see, the same bad word where they might charge you for a quota, Jamaica.
Yes.
When you go find some place and target, you come like a sports to turn it out, you know. Just be yourself. That's all I say. And unite and just deal with the thing. You know? Don't try to go in our next man lane. When you a year lane, see a year lane and do your thing and do it professional.
Let the music and the authenticity of it
speak
for
man.
itself.
Some rapper them, you don't even know it's here some of them I say.
That's true.
But, and them not chat it away for we know, understand?
Yeah.
So why we go in and feed them thing for try to make them understand?
Yeah.
Them say no one don't understand, but just do your thing your way. Don't change it.
Exactly, I agree with you, Carla.
Don't change it. Just do it your way, your way.
It waters it down to, you know. It waters it down.
Even a lot of international celebs are trying to be us.
Yes, because
they're speaking like us, they're singing like us. They want to be us.
Yes, they want to sing like
I don't think exactly.
You know?
I don't think we should give up our gold mine.
Anyway, in the world you go, or you cook your ackee and saltfish here, and same say you go to go cook it.
Exactly.
Hopefully, you know it.
And you go out far and go get ackee and saltfish, and you come in a can.
You see it?
And you know taste good. Hey, man, this is real Jamaican stuff, man. We say, nope, it ain't.
You understand? So that's my input. That just do your thing your way.
Yes.
And do you know it? Listen, what is yours is yours. The cake is big. I mean, you can't take your own fine. You might not get the amount you want.
Yes.
But I mean, just do your thing and take your thing.
Why them call it?
All right, thank you so much.
It's bringing a different perspective.
And
I love that.
And it is interesting. It's
one
a
more
fresh
perspective,
idea
but don't call in.
The numbers are 974-5051.
974-5043.
Or 974-5079.
Yeah, man.
It's a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae.
Exactly. And you know, some of the things that I say are professional to know is you have an artist. This is on the side of the artist now. And the artist is going to come to the venue. And when him coming to the venue, me so reach, and him reach, and it's him and 50 people come. And the promoter is not aware. And him say, if them the 50 people can't come in, him not work. That is so unprofessional. Yeah,
and then he had already made an arrangement to say, I am taking in only 10.
Right. Sometimes they don't communicate and tell you, say, hey, all right, roll with me, you know.
But can you blame, and I'm speaking to you now, Bones, as a promoter.
Yeah.
But can you blame the artist if that is not communicated from the initial stage? Because you, as the promoter, you would have had that experience to know that this is a recurring problem. So this is a question that you need to ask without waiting for the artist to pose it.
What I would say to them all the time, I said, brethren, we cannot afford the entourage. You either are going to, we'll let in X amount and the rest of them you pay for. Because this is a business. But guess what? It changes at the last minute with these artists. They'll just say, yo, I'm going to bring in so and so. Then they pop up at the gate. No, when they're right there, it's hard to turn them back, you know. Because let us say they're about to go on stage. You don't want to be there arguing with them over entourage and the crowd out there cheer for them to go on. You have to just make them go on.
All right, let's take this one. Buzz through, calling you live.
Hello?
Yes, caller, buzz through.
Yeah, blessing. Good night.
Blessings.
Good night. What is your perspective?
Is a lack of professionalism stifling the growth of dancehall and reggae? What do you think?
I would say 50-50, you know.
Tell us how. Tell us
because
that ratio.
Enough time I listen to the buzz. And the artists, they were supposed to be professional and come 9 o'clock at almost to 10. And on our time factor. And when it comes to reggae, and so from I was growing up, play about reggae and 100% Jamaica. And now a lot of white people make a dual reggae all over the whole place. So by the time some of the Jamaican reggae artists never get booked to go certain place because no for them are competing. You know? And we look on it from that side that can stifle it little. But Malaka and professionalism some of the time. You know, because you have some artists, them book for some show and you have them to perform like 1 or 2 o'clock, 2:30, then they reach it. You understand?
Time,
people who pay for go to them can go and leave the venue at time.
Right.
So they have to know to do them thing. You understand? So they have to look in it, you know, and this platform, this program what you're not doing tonight, I believe a lot of them are listening.
You know,
and are looking into it.
Caller, there's another thing that I see that artists do. Now, a lot of them want to be able to read the crowd and scope out the crowd. So some of them actually come to the show very early, you know, but they don't ID themselves that they're there. And when their time is to come, you don't know.
If, for instance, you book a certain time, and you show up, every place they will run, they perform like they have 10,000 people there.
Thank you.
Because you see, all you go overseas,
at time, you know.
5 o'clock, then you go perform, but then they make a minute miss it up.
Them say you get no time,
but
wait, Bones, you
made
a point, Bones, and I want to follow up with you again in the capacity of a promoter. No, you mentioned that.
I have to look into it, you know.
Yes,
I have to look into it and the damn thing, man, because you know, already, you know, I got a gospel still I call, you know, and Mr. Man there, me play a special time and do my thing, but me just listen to the guys and calling at time.
All right.
Listen, Bones.
Yes, sir. Blessings.
Give thanks.
Respect, you know.
We can sing this, you know. We can sing trumpet and maybe you know my face.
Wait and sing. All right, wait. Go and go sing now.
But Bones, you mentioned that an artist will get to an event early, but they don't ID themselves.
They don't let you know.
But how is that unprofessional? If my contractual agreement with you is for me to perform at midnight, but I am at the show at 6 o'clock, I don't need to ID.
No. But when it's your time to work,
no, that is different.
They don't ID.
But I am not unprofessional if I am at the show early and I don't check in with you because according to my contract, I have until midnight.
Here's the unprofessional.
I am doing me.
It
would be unprofessional of you, the promoter.
I am getting to the unprofessional part. They come early.
Yes.
Right? You don't know that they're there. When them finish, them all leave again. Right? And say, them all come back in time. You don't see them.
Well, in that regard, if once they miss their allotted time,
and I hear that
then you have grounds on which to stand. But if my scheduled time is midnight and I am there early, promoter don't talk to me, man.
Well, me want
you good and me good.
Me no want you left. Me see you if it's
Buster calling you live.
Welcome, caller.
Yeah, man, blaze it, make it burn it.
Yeah, man, big up. What's your perspective, Chaka?
Shaka.
Yeah, boy, I don't know me. I said entertainer should be at stage 2 early, interview early. So me I say,
Shaka, you come on my show 5 hours early. And me see you. And me happy to see you. But say, all right, Shaka, you have to work 10 o'clock. And Shaka say, all right. And you walk up and down all over the place and all of a sudden me I see you now. And then when it's your time for work, we can't find you.
Well, that right. That's what
I've seen where they don't. Some of them don't ID, but if somebody tell you that they were in there, somebody say, "Yeah, man, did see me."
But do you Bones think that an artist who is in the event early probably don't ID because you may have an unprofessional promoter who may want them to work earlier than the time they were booked for?
Well, to me...
To say save the show because nobody is backstage. You booked me for 2 o'clock, but because nobody is there, you want me to go on at 8.
Well, actually, that has actually happened. Where they come early and let you know that they're there.
You're supposed to verify a professional artist. So that's it.
Right. And some
no matter about the crowd, you're all about pleasing a fan.
No, true.
But sometimes you wait too long and you join out your performance.
That is true also.
What about my contract?
All right, the contract. So that's
contract is something that me not see them as stage show more as kind of a verbal thing.
Yeah? Interview, I say entertainment most every night. And most of the time, some artists are late.
Always late.
And they have all type of things to tell us about traffic or rain.
And here's another thing. You can never get them on their phone when they're to be coming to the venue.
No, you know what? Shaka and Bones, I just cannot sit here to say that they're always late because my experience is that a lot of the entertainers, especially veteran entertainers and seasoned entertainers who knows the business, who they're on top of their games, they are early. 90% of the times, the entertainers who are usually late are the ones who are filled with empty hype.
Is the hype? But that means yes. You can't talk to them either. Problem.
No, because they're too hype.
They know them want this, them want that, and no, sir.
Me always see Bounty Killer Bean man and them man always early.
Always early. Ninja
They
Man,
never-
always
Killer-
early.
Killer
Barry
Royale-
Hammond, Freddie
Killer
McGregor.
Royale 2 hours
I
early.
mean, you name it, we have had them on the show, and I'm telling you, the seasoned veteran entertainers, they're always
professional.
early.
Barry Hammond is
Extremely professional.
And we can highlight the professionals because, like a Barry Hammond, he knows he's on at a certain time, but he come extra early
Yeah.
and ID himself.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
me
going
there,
to
you know.
look around the show, see me and see how the
And he
show
find a
is.
little tree, go sit down with him, bridging them.
Yeah,
and
but
him,
thank you so much, Shaka.
You know.
I'm
Yeah.
going to pick up Chaka Chan. That's what I say.
All
yes.
right, give thanks for
100%
calling.
Shaka.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah, man. Whoa.
Look at even Muta Baruka. Look at even Muta Baruka, the level of professionalism. The cutting edge is not until 10. And he's here.
I think Muta have to plug in him computer.
Stick
It
and
take a little
stay.
while, so
We're going to go for a quick break soon forward.
Muta said, oh, this thing I go, I plug in that card.
Attention all taxi drivers and mechanics. CN Link front end parts. Great value for money. Ball joints, tire ends, rack ends, engine mounts and bushings.
The time by CN Link is...
We're professional. It's 9:30.
Raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba.
Pick up yourself and build up your life. Lift up your spirits and not just survive. Rumba in a makeup, don't stop, feel it up. Raise the vibe with rumba, cause my life well up.
You know ordinary, sweeter than cherry. Rumba in our hand. What we do? Raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba. Raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba. Raise the rumba.
Irie FM, I dey lick that.
Under caution, rebelling with the cause. I tell them this a rebel, yeah. Yes, I am Jack Warrior. I am a rebel, rebelling with the cause. I tell them this a rebel, yeah. Yes, I am Jack Warrior. I'm a rebel on the back of field, word, sound and power. I'm a sword, I'm a shield them. When me use conquer the heathen, the queen and the pope in a Rome and the beast them. Can offer scribes and Pharisees them. Now want heal the king where uprise on the east end. Them would have want you get locked on the leash. Got hooked to the speech and the pulpit preaching. So just be aware of some false priests where you tell you about peace. Cause enough of them are pretend. Them a ball out peace when I sold them a seek figure locked in them compartment. Well, I am a rebel. Rebelling with the cause.
Chaka Chan is our new artist. And I tell you, brethren, you have a sound that is international. And I think one of the things I like is the professional sounding production that you got going on.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, we like that. And that is going to take you far.
Yeah, man.
And you have the attitude, you're early.
Yeah.
And your crew was out there very early.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so these are little things that we like in terms of, you remember now, talent is important, but attitude is even more important. How you look at the thing and how you approach it is what's going to make you successful.
Real, man.
Yeah, so.
All right, and speaking of successful, we have 3 events that will undoubtedly be successful this weekend.
Right.
We have Come Celebrate Jesus 2017. We have the
Hallelujah.
Ray and Nephew Fight Night, Jamaica versus Guyana.
Mhm.
And we also have Digicel Foundation 5K. So we're going to give you some details on these events happening. I think online now we have Kurt Carr. So we're waiting for Kurt Carr. So it's Come Celebrate Jesus. It's in Montego Bay. Will you be there, Bones?
Not only will I be there, I'd probably be chairing the whole thing. So it's the Montego Bay Convention Center. And we're going to be
Yes.
talking to Mr. Kurt Carr momentarily when he gets online.
Mhm.
He's probably... All right. All right, so we have him. All right, so we're going to go to the Ray and
Start with
Nephew
the
fight
fight?
night. Yeah, Jamaica. Yeah, we have to start fighting and then bless up after with Mark. All right, Mr. Kurt. All right, so we're going to talk to Donald. Is that Liu? Liu. Mr. Liu, how are you, sir?
Leo, what a cat say?
Meow.
A cat say meow.
Meow, your name?
I need Leo.
Leo. What are that depend this?
Simple solution.
I say pronounce Leo. All right, so Donald Leo.
That's correct.
Donald, Ray and Nephew fight night, Jamaica versus Guyana. Give us all the information on it. Where is it gonna be? What time we need to get there and the admission?
All right. Gates open at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Fights start at 8 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Big sound system.
Wow.
Playoff between midnight and 4 o'clock.
So what
7 fights during the fight time. 5 amateur fights, Jamaica versus Guyana.
Right.
And then 2 professional fights with the feature being Kester Davis versus Miguel Iron Dog Ray.
Right.
All right. And the little extra twist that we have on this one is,
yes,
it's a part of the whole Jamaica versus series. That's what we are pushing. We've already done Jamaica versus Cayman, Jamaica versus Canada, Jamaica versus Panama. We're doing this Jamaica versus Guyana now, and then shortly after this, you're going to hear about Jamaica versus USA. And we're taking the series now out into the more rural areas, kind of coming out of Kingston a bit. And when you come out of Kingston, you have to make a big event out of this thing.
True that.
So you can't just keep boxing from 8 till midnight. We gone into sound system.
Right.
Sound systems after that. And it's a simple formula we'll be using. We use the biggest sound in the parish. Because we are at Alpart Sports Club, St. Elizabeth.
What?
Right?
That's sell off.
Down by Nian, right by Nian there.
Yes.
Right. So you know the biggest sound on that side is Brother Hype. And then we have the biggest sound for that region, Junction Nian, is Black Champion.
Right.
They will be there also. And then we have the big sound out of Kingston, Jam One.
Okay.
Who, it's actually one of the ideas of making this whole thing into a big event was from Anthony Myers himself of Jam One, who is a big Kingston sound.
Right.
So it's a race called a 3 sound, not clash. We're not clashing, although it's boxing, we're not clashing. But 3 sounds playing together.
Okay.
For the night.
It sounds like a great mix for the night. How much do we pay to get in? And where can we get tickets?
All right. It's $500 for the general admission and $1,200 for the VIP. Everybody, even the general area, will have an excellent viewing because Alpart, if you know how Alpart is with the hillside and a big open ground, and we kind of setting this up that way that everybody is very close to the action.
Nice.
Right? It's the next question. You just asked me another question.
No, where can we get tickets? Any outlets?
Tickets. Oh,
yes.
Well, tickets are at Hawthorne's gas station, just right by the bottom of Spur Tree, and we're a little around the corner from there.
Right.
And then if you're coming from all the way to Mandeville, we are at RG Texaco in Mandeville. But most tickets will be on sale at the venue, and we have excellent parking. I mean, you just park your car and you walk about 20 yards, and you're at the ticket booth, and you walk another 10 feet, and you're inside the venue.
No, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
like
man,
that.
we are parking for hundreds of cars.
Right.
That's with an excess football field that we can use, but we probably won't use it for the night.
Okay.
All right. You seem to be on top of everything,
Donald
Leo.
Leo.
All right. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best with the Ray and Nephew Fight Night, Jamaica versus Guyana.
Man, you guys keep on the program. I was listening to the program earlier.
Yes.
And I do have my views, It's not just the music business. A lot of that is happening everywhere on professionalism.
That is true. That is true.
Man, I just music business. I'm sorry, but I still have to believe that it's a Jamaica thing, man. And it's really that good. Really not good at all.
I agree. Thank you so much, Mr. Leo.
I'll call back another day.
Call back and talk to me.
You have to.
Yeah, man.
All right.
So
that was Donald Leo, and he gave us the 411 on the Ray and Nephew Fight Night, Jamaica versus Guyana.
Well, now the Digital Foundation, there's a 5K run. So I'll definitely be there to cheer on all my friends. Yeah,
Bones, I think you should really go for it, Bones. You know what? Let's see if Dane Richardson can, by the time he finishes talking to us about the details of it, that maybe you'll be convinced to participate.
I'm going to participate.
No, not to cheering.
Go, Kish, go! Go, girl!
Lift
that knee high up! Lift that knee up! Run, girl, run!
All right, we have Dane Richardson. Dane, welcome.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
Dean.
evening. Can you give us all the details about the Digicel Foundation 5K event happening downtown Kingston? When is it? Can anybody participate? And yeah, is there an admission to sign up?
Well, listen, registration is now closed. Registration closed on October 3, so that was on Tuesday. So all of the efforts really now is just pulling together, amalgamating all of the registrations, putting everything down together.
Right.
Because big collection starts tomorrow. So for all of the persons who have already registered,
right,
all the teams who've registered right across the Kingston and metropolitan area, all the corporate, they'll be joining us tomorrow, starting at 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and they'll be collecting bids. But, of course, all the excitement will be happening on the waterfront, 7 o'clock on Saturday.
So there's a cheering section, right?
Come on down, join us and have a great time as we're giving back to Jamaica and to special needs.
What's the admission to get involved? What's the cost?
Well, registration was $1,500.
That was the cost, right?
And we had several offers. So we had offers to schools for those who may be a little bit more strapped for cash. We also had an offer for civil servants as well too. So our teachers, our doctors, we wanted them to feel included as well. We had a 50% discount for them.
Right.
We wanted the event in the same way we are trying to raise awareness for persons with special needs. We also want to be inclusive as well for as many persons, because the idea is that with a wide enough representation down on the ground, then it means that we are raising more resources to be giving back to our beneficiaries this year.
And then I know you mentioned that registration has already closed. For some of our listeners who are thinking, oh snap, registration has already closed. Nonetheless, I still want to contribute to this charitable event. Can those persons still contribute?
Absolutely. So we are more than willing to accept donations, no matter how small or large, no matter any cash or kind. They can reach out to us at 619-5000, and we accept cash donations as well. So, and we again remember now, all of the resources that are garnered through this event go to 5 extraordinary organizations. They are the Jamaica Association on Intellectual Disabilities, Jamaica Autism Support Association, Mustard Seed Communities, Early Stimulation Program, which is a part of the Ministry of Labor,
yes,
as well as the Jamaica Down Syndrome Foundation. So they can still feel free to give donations, as well as if you can't do no big check, little $10. 444-2405. You can text that number, run, walk, or wheel. Just text that number, and you can donate as small as $10. So no matter how big or small, we want to pull together everybody so that we can be able to give back as many resources to these organizations.
Thanks.
All right.
Dane,
sounds really great. Thank you so much, Dane Richardson. So it's the Digicel Foundation 5K. All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Dane.
I heard you really took a breath of.
No, I know it wouldn't happen because, I mean, I know these
when you
things.
heard registration.
I know the registration will be full because that's how those 5K things go. I mean, they're always packed before I even have an interest. So, but I would go anyway because I was going there to do what I said.
Cheer.
So I'm going to cheer you on when you're jogging. And I know you're going to pop down after 2Ks, but, you know.
Won't stop.
You're gonna
Don't you? I have made it in the top 10 before.
I know. I saw you had the car on the back. Gavin, Kishima dropping her car and drive to the end of the race. I said, no, not slowy.
Not true. Not true.
I got through by the line.
Not true.
You cheated, man.
I never. But guess what?
Right.
Come celebrate Jesus. It seems as if they are celebrating right now because we're not getting Kurt Carr. But come celebrate Jesus is happening in
spring. That's right.
Montego Bay at the Convention Center.
Yes.
Admission general is $2,500 pre-sold.
$3,000 at the gate.
Children under 12, $1,500 at the gate.
$3,500 VIP. And there's a $4,500 pre-sold. That's a VIP, of course, and $5,000 at the gate. And the date is Wednesday, October 7th.
Wow. Can you imagine if you have 3 children and they all want to go VIP?
Well, we've always heard about scaling fences, you know. It is something that is very economical. And
oh, boy, stop. But there's always the $15,000 package that you can get.
these events are worth it because the exposure, the quality entertainment, and the messages that you're going to get.
No, absolutely.
It should be. We're robbing them. They should not charge
Minister
more.
Marion Hall is going to be there. Kevin Downswell is going to be there.
Big show.
So, make sure you check it out. It's happening.
But it's on a Wednesday, so I can't go. A Wednesday, let me see.
It's happening on Saturday.
It's a bad error,
It's a terrible error.
That's a terrible error. All right, so it's Saturday, October 7th.
Make sure you check it out.
No, I can go to that then.
Mm-hmm.
You
can. You're
going to link up Marianne. Yeah, 5 minutes from your house. Marianne, where you go? She said, one bones, hallelujah. Yeah.
All right, so we have a few minutes remaining.
Yeah.
So I think we want to open the phone lines again.
Why
and
not?
hear from our callers. I mean, it's been a minute. I know sometimes it's been a while that
we actually just met them call and say,
give them an opportunity. And then I know week after week, sometimes you run out of time.
Most weeks. Yes,
yeah.
you run out,
So they really don't get that opportunity to call in. So the numbers to call are 974-5051.
974-5043.
Or 974-5079.
Yeah.
While we wait for our callers to come in, can you tell us, is there an entertainer that you actually look up to? Or is there anybody locally that inspires you?
Yeah, man. I've been always looking up to Sizzla Kalonji.
Right.
As an icon further on from way back.
Why do you look up to Sizzla? What about him or his music? Yeah.
Well, Sizzla gives some spiritual vibrational music that connects to my spiritual growth of Rastafari,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Capleton as well.
One of the things I like with both Capleton and Sizzla, but I like especially with Sizzla, one, he's extremely outspoken.
Yeah, man.
And he's extremely intellectual.
Yeah, man.
You will listen to him reason, and he talk fast,
Very fast.
But I tell you this, I mean, I said, but you can hear him. And he talks very fluent, and he communicates, and he's very learned, very well read.
Yeah, man.
And big up to Capleton, because Capleton also inspires a lot of youths. He has a lot of people who he mentors and have them in the music. So
and also his charities, giving back. And
philanthropic arm,
right.
Very well. Very big up yourself, fireman. Big
I mean,
up
both entertainers.
Big up Miguel Collins.
Yeah, man.
Sizzla, top ride the heap bite them. That a one team, want you.
No.
This is Sizzla. What they bite them? Yang yang.
Big up the crank it up.
Yang. Are they bite them? Yang yang.
Crank it up, man.
Mrs. Sizzla pan a yang yang. That yang yang nearly run left a bit. Sizzla, please stay to the 4 wheels. Me no want. Remember, say we check it out in the hospital already. He crashed off a bag up here. We left here and went to the hospital. Yes, Sizzla, loud the yang yang.
And as a matter of fact, everybody who pan a yang yang.
Who are for them back there?
Be careful.
Because all of us are going to cry. We don't want that. So, big up yourself,
all right,
Mr. Collins.
So, Butts through calling you live.
Welcome, caller.
I'm sorry, you have no credit left.
My phone postpaid, how that will happen? What the call you? I thought, sorry, man. All right.
Yeah.
So we're looking for some
all
more
right,
callers.
so big up to our sponsors. Big up, of course, to Worthy Park Estate, Rum Bar Rum, truly Jamaican.
And we want to say a very special thanks once again to Mongoose Restaurant. And of course, if you could pan over there, would see the lovely food over there. See the one Jakash, and you can't eat them their food there, and Rasta food them there. All right, so we want to say thanks to Mongoose Restaurant and Lounge. You don't worry about that.
But Mongoose, they
do great ital,
Yeah, they do.
Man. And
because there is actually an ital over there. I changed my diet, so I had spoken with Pablo again.
So you're going to have no vegetable cheese?
Yeah, man.
All right, so they're located at 52 Main Street in Ocho Rios. It's more than a restaurant. It's an experience. Telephone them at 622-6942.
Buzz through calling you live.
Veggie cheese. Welcome, caller.
Good night.
Good night to you, caller. Welcome.
F1.
Well,
last time they called you look now.
Yeah, a long time we're not here.
Yeah, pick up yourself. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah.
Christopher Gale, calling from UC Hospital.
Where are you calling from? The hospital? Lucy?
Yeah, UC.
Oh, UC. All right.
How are you?
Not too bad right now.
Well, I'm not going to assume that you're working at the hospital. So you're a patient there? Hello? Caller?
Yeah.
All right. Are you a patient in the hospital or you work there?
Patient.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I don't know if you want to divulge what's wrong with you, but we hope you get a speedy recovery. But it sounds like the phone need to be the patient. The phone then but you know healthy.
No, the phone is working. You know how hospital rules are. Maybe.
Yes, you're not supposed to talk to it. All right.
But get well soon.
Soon.
Caller, continue to listen. We really hope that tonight we're able to bring a smile to your face.
Right. And rush that phone to surgery. Thank you,
Boy,
caller.
stop it.
Nobody phone no well. She all right. She get to call we and
All
talk
right,
to her.
so
We love you, darling.
Buzz through
Respect.
calling you live.
Welcome, caller.
All right. No, we're on the button. Basically.
Well,
Buzz,
that's
you
it.
really where are you? Where are you? Why are you like this?
What am I like? The phone no well. You like hear the phone?
You know, stop. But
you hear the phone, not sure the color.
highlight for us again. Chaka Chan. You mentioned your EP. Remind us again how many tracks, title of it, and how soon will you be able to get it?
Yeah, man. I have 5 tracks on the EP. Yeah, man, and it's out on YouTube right now. You can find it on Spotify. Most of the tracks are on Spotify. Like 3 of the tracks: Turn It Up, In at the Party, Rebelling with a Cause, Spotify. You can find them on social media networks. I have a video release right now with Turn It Up. It's released.
You know what I wanted to ask you? What is your social media handle? How can people find you? On what platform are you on? Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah,
What's
man.
the name? How can they find you?
Yeah, man, you can find me on all the social media network like Facebook at Chaka Chan. You can find me on Instagram at Ja_Caution. Twitter at Caution Ja. Yeah,
Okay.
man.
So it's pretty much
yeah, man.
close. All right, so I'm going to look for
Bones, you can't do that right
see
now
me,
on
see
the
me.
show.
Well, yeah, go on, good you.
All right.
All right.
All right. So another information coming out. We see where.
You can't do that neither. You're supposed to look.
No, it's actually information.
Any information? I look over
No, you're taking his social media.
No, I look the information. Same thing, the writer, so. Gavin, she
All
has
right,
stressed
so
me out, you know.
There was a message on social media. So Vibes Cartel actually tagged Bounty Killer
Yes.
in a
I see
message,
that.
and he's saying, "My daddy, what am I gonna do when the Killer Cartel collab drop?" And then Bounty Killer responded, "At Vibes Cartel, better them just go find somewhere go lay down or drop down before it drop.
Kaboom!
When it drop, nothing get up back.
Kaboom!
Dog. Oh, dog. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so
Sounded
is
like
that
Dwight
some
Fraser there.
indication that there is going to be a collab in the making?
My friend, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good look.
It's a very good look.
It's a great look.
Well, and of course, you know, we got Cartel's Appeal coming up next year.
That is coming up
And
next
that is
year.
not far from now.
And he is back in prison. He took his medication. He was discharged from hospital. So all of that happened on Sunday.
Right.
So he's back.
Stay well, Mr. Palmer. Stay
ZJ Wawa, we understand, is actually awaiting sentencing, and it has been 3 years. Remember his situation where he pleaded guilty to telemarketing fraud in federal district court in Bismarck, North Dakota.
So he has been in jail for 3 years.
Has not yet been sentenced.
sentenced. You see how tells a crime not pay?
Yeah.
You're sitting there.
He's waiting for that. And then big up to Russian, of course.
Yeah.
He was in studio with Cardi B. I think what we're going to do this week is to go out with the highs and lows of social media, on social media this week with Tony T. So we'll just do the credits and then go out with Tony T.
So
with
let
that
us
one.
say a very special thanks to everyone who
Thank
made the
you,
bus possible.
Chaka Chan, for coming through. And big up to the callers who participated in our discussion. Thank you for making it interesting.
And thanks to the Reverend Junior Tucker also. He called in, or we called him. And of course, we want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to our producer, Gavin Grant. We want to say thanks to Nicholas Francis, DJ Brian, Mark Hudson, making the live stream good. In studio DJs, Brian, studio engineers, Nicholas Francis. And now we have our social media specialist.
Highs and lows, Tony T. My name is Kishima Francis.
And I'm DJ Bones.
See you next week, same place, same time. Tony T, what's up?
Yeah, man, I say big up all of my fans them out there who are listening out right now. Not Clarendon, hometown right now. Booba Nash Records, Jamaica, Negril Whitehall, yeah man, Red Ground, bless up.
And from one Clarendonian to Tony T, straight from Clarendon.
Straight out of Clarendon.
Talk to us.
Hey, I'm Tony T with the 411 on what's popping on social media with your favorite celebs. What's hot, what's not, your social media highs and lows. This week, Mr. Singy Taros Riley commands the spotlight. Here's your social media high.
If you feel like you have me wrapped up around your little finger, you're wrong.
Fresh off his powerful collaboration, Powerful, being featured as the soundtrack for Giorgio Emporio Armani's new Him and Her fragrance collection, Taros Riley has announced that he is one of the ambassadors for Caribbean Day of Giving. In a video message on Taros Riley's official Instagram page, Taros has encouraged persons across the Caribbean and in the diaspora to join hands in lifting our fellow Caribbean neighbors who were devastated by the recent hurricanes. Under the hashtag necessary post, Taros Riley wants fans to know more information can be found at www.caribbeandayofgiving.com. Check it out. Check this out too. Hey Russian, is a hit? Will there be a hit? Dancehall producer Tariq Rushan Johnson has shared a photo of himself in studio with fast-rising Billboard chart-topping American female rapper Cardi B. Cardi B also posted photos from the possible recording with Russian and other top-name American producers with the caption "Hit Makers." Now the fans are waiting. Is this a hit in the making? Time will tell. What's not? Some jokes. Sultry dancehall recording artist Cranium came under heavy fire from some social media users this week after he tried to piggyback off the recent Kevin Hart saga in a joke gone wrong. Cranium, photographed in a photo with 2 weighted dumbbells, posted this caption: "No matter how heavy the pressure is, find 2 women you love and settle down." Cranium has since defended the post by saying people seem to not have a sense of humor again, but the fans are not having any of it. Seems like all humor is not humorous after all, right, Cranium? The fans won. Post deleted. If you got the humor, then you better prepare to take the card in. That's the deets on your social media highs and lows. I'm your girl Tony T. Who will it be next week? Watch that post. I'm out.
Raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba.
Pick up yourself and build up your life. Lift up your spirits and not just survive. Rumba in a makeup, don't stop, feel it up. Raise the vibe with rumba, cause my life well up.
You're not ordinary, sweeter than cherry. Rumba in a hand. What we do? Raise the bar, we rumba. What we do? Raise the rumba.